Hello guys, today we are doing fractions. So I'm going to start with the addition and subtraction of fractions. So our first question here is 2/3 plus 1/4. The procedure, if we are doing addition and subtraction of fractions, we are supposed to consider the common denominator. In this case, we've got two different denominators. Therefore, we are supposed to determine the lowest common denominator. If we are determining a lowest common denominator, we simply multiply our denominators. So in this case, we are going to obtain 12. Then we divide our denominators. So in this case, it's 3 into 12, that's 4. Then this 4 is going to multiply the numerator. Then 4 into 12, that's 3. We're going to multiply our numerator again. So if we are proceeding here, we are going to obtain our 8 plus 3. This is all over 12. So your final answer is going to be 11 over 12. This is your final answer. So this is addition. Then you come to subtraction. Number 2, that's subtraction. So we are going to have 2/3 minus 1/4. The procedure remains the same. Common denominator 12. 3 into 12, that's 4 times 2 minus 4 into 12, that's 3 times 1. So we are going to have 8 minus 3 all over 12 is equal to 5 over 12. This is our final answer. Then the other concept, we will find mixed numbers in fractions. So number 3, I'm going to put 1/2 minus 2/3. So firstly, you are supposed to convert this mixed fraction into an improper fraction. The concept is like this: 1 times 2 plus 1. So in this case, I'm going to obtain my 3 over 2 minus 2/3. Common denominator again. In this case, my common denominator is 6. 2 times 3, that's 6. Then 2 into 6, that's 3. Times 3, which is my numerator, minus 3 into 6, that's 2, times 2, which is my numerator again. So I'm going to have my 9 minus 4. This is all over 6. So it's equals to 5 over 6. This is your final answer. So this is addition and subtraction of fractions. Then let me take you to multiplication and division of those fractions. So here is our question: 1/2 divided by 3/4. First of all, we have to convert this mixed number into an improper fraction. So I'm going to obtain 3 over 2, then divided by 3 over 4. What you're supposed to understand here, we convert this second fraction, that's inverting. If we're inverting, the denominator will take the place of the numerator, then the numerator will take the place of the of the denominator. That's inverting. So we have to invert the second fraction. Bear in mind, we only invert the second fraction, not the first fraction. So it's equals to 3 over 2. The other thing, as we invert, we now change the sign with the with the multiplication sign. So that's now times 4 over 3. Then we cross divide 2. So these are ones, ones, ones. So your final answer here is equal to what? 2. Your final answer here is equal to 2. Then you'll find some questions where fractions will be combined with what? With the decimals. Let me give you an example. You may find 0.62 plus 1/4. Then you'll be asked to give your to leave your answer as a what? As a decimal. This implies that you are supposed to first convert this fraction into a decimal. In this case, this is a quarter. So a quarter into a decimal is what? 0.25. So it's equal to 0.62 plus 0.25. If you are to punch that one through your calculator, you're going to obtain 0.87. This is your final answer. So I'm going to do this using some examples that I have here. Here I have got November 2017. My question is question number 1 here. My question is question number 1. The question reads, evaluate 1.36 minus 7/8, giving the answer as a decimal. This is my number 1A. This is my 2017 number 1A. So I'm going to say number 1A, that's 1.36 minus 7/8. So I have to convert this 7/8 into a what? Into a decimal. So I'm going to have 1.36 minus 0. Okay, so here I have my 0.875. Then if you are to punch that one from your calculator, you're going to obtain, so your answer is equal to 0.485. This is your final answer. This is your final answer. So those are decimals that are combined with what? With fractions. Let me give you some different examples of these fractions. So this is my November 2001. This is my November 2001. They are my questions there. I've got 3/4 plus 1/5, 5/8 times 22/45. Those are typical examination questions that we are coming across here. So I'm going to start with this number 1A. Number 1A, I think it's simple. That's 3/4 plus 1/5. So here your working is like this. You're going to determine the what? The lowest common denominator. In this case is 4 times 5, that's 20. Then 4 into 20, that's 5. Then 5 times 3. Make sure you indicate all your stages. Then 5 into 20, that's 4. 4 times 1, it's equal to 5 times 3, that's 15, plus 4 times 1, that's 4, all over 20 there. All over 20 there. So your final answer is equal to 19/20. I'm going to number 1B. Here it's 5/8 times 22/45. So I'm going to start by doing what? By reducing this. So it's equal to 5/8 times 22/45. So I'll say 5 into 5 is 1, 5 there, it's 9. Then I'm going to use 2 here, it's 4, 2 there, it's 11. Then I'm going to multiply this. So my numerator is 11, denominator is 4 times 9, that's 36. This is my answer. Then taking you to the last question. The last question is, let me do this, my C here, my C there. In this case, my C is 1/3 divided by, in this case is 1/3 divided by 11/24. So we invert the second fraction and introduce what? A multiplication sign. In this case, it's equal to 1/3 times 24/11. Then you cross divide. You cross divide 8. So my answer is equal to 8/11. That is my final answer. Then you'll find some questions that come as in the form of a statement. This is my November 2003. It's my paper 1. I want this question. Find the product of, what you're supposed to understand is this term. What does product mean? Product means we have to multiply. So we've got our number 3a, the product of 4 over 15 terms. This terms is from the word product, times 2 and 11 over 12. So it's equal to 4 over 15 is now times 35 over 12. Then I'll try to reduce this one. Since it's paper 1, I won't be using any calculator. So 4 into 4 is 1, 4 into 12 is 3. Then I'll use my 5. I'll use my 5 here. 5 here is 3. 5 here is 7. So I'm going to have 7 over 9 as my final answer. So that's it with the just general multiplication, addition and subtraction of fractions. Now I'm taking you to BODMAS or BOMTAS in fractions, on how do we apply BODMAS or BOMTAS in fractions.